What a day it has been in the life of the Ballon d'Or. It was a given that Vinicius Jr. was going to win it. He was 20-1 on this morning. That means you had to put $20 on to win $1. But slowly as the day went on, there were rumours that in fact it would go to Rodri. And those rumours got to Real Madrid and they all went, right, we're not even going to bother going to the ceremony. They had a private jet booked. In the end, no one went from Real Madrid in solidarity with Vinicius Jr. and Carvajal, despite the fact that Carlo Ancelotti was given Coach of the Year. And what happened in the end? It would be Rodri who would be awarded the Ballon d'Or. Alex Kirkland joins us from Spain. You can't help but laugh at the pettiness of Real Madrid, surely, Alex, in this situation.
Yeah, it's been quite a day here in Madrid, I have to say. The reaction here of kind of shock and surprise and disappointment and anger from Real Madrid's point of view at this emerging news that emerged throughout the course of the day. And as you say, has just been confirmed that Rodri, not Vinicius, was going to win the Ballon d'Or. It's interesting, you know, everyone here was absolutely convinced that Vinicius was going to win it, me included. There was a certainty that Vinicius was going to win it. Now, when you reflect on that, I'm not quite sure where that certainty came from, because no one knew for sure. No one knew, even the players. In a break from previous years, this year, even the winner wasn't being told in advance. Even the winners didn't know for sure. So nobody knew for sure, but this certainty had emerged, partly sort of cheered on, of course, by the Madrid media and sort of the media apparatus around Real Madrid. So everyone was convinced. And then early on today, when people started to sort of question, well, we don't know for sure that Vinicius has won it. And then this news, as you say, the fact when we heard that Real Madrid and Vinicius weren't travelling to Paris, the whole Madrid delegation wasn't going, that was when we knew, well, OK, they know that Vinicius isn't going to win it. I understand how that looks. Yeah, you know, they will be called sore losers. And what the club have been saying is that it's kind of a protest, really, at this decision. Now, I'm not sure quite who the protest is aimed at, because, of course, yes, it's organised by France Football and by UEFA, but it's a vote. You know, this is a panel of journalists who vote on the Ballon d'Or, and it's their decision. If anything, you're protesting their decision as much as anything else. In terms of why it's turned out this way, I guess we'll look at the sort of the vote tallies and break that down. It may not have helped Vinicius in the end that there were so many sort of Real Madrid potential candidates for Ballon d'Or. And let's not forget that, because yes, in the end, we ended up sort of feeling certain that Vinicius was going to win it. But it wasn't that long ago that people were talking about, well, Jude Bellingham in the first half of last season, certainly, about Toni Kroos before his retirement, about Dani Carvajal as well after what he did with Madrid and with Spain. It sort of ended up settling on Vinicius, but there may well have been sort of, I guess, a split in the vote there in terms of who was the best Real Madrid candidate to win the Ballon d'Or. In the end, it's gone to Rodri. I mean, look, personally, I don't get the outrage over this one way or another. You know, you might think it's deserved for Vinicius or for Rodri or for Carvajal or for whoever, but Real Madrid's certainly not happy. And yeah, the fact that none of them turned up, even though, as you say, Ancelotti was named Coach of the Year, Real Madrid were named Team of the Year at the Ballon d'Or ceremony in this new award, but they weren't there to pick it up.
Craig made a good point, saying that basically this is the second time this week that Real Madrid haven't turned up for a big event, considering what happened in El Clasico. This is pathetic, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's pathetic, but it's not surprising. That's the thing. It's not surprising. I'm not surprised that if Real Madrid and Vinicius in particular knew or felt or thought that he was going to win it, that once they were told, actually, you're Team of the Year, but no, you're not winning. But you can come anyways. I'm not surprised that they would have said, nah. No, and while it is pathetic and while it is petty, Real Madrid just got humiliated by Barcelona. And somehow, while this is an award that some people give a lot of importance to, and we certainly don't give it nearly as much, but apparently it's important enough for Real Madrid to feel like we're humiliated again. And if somebody was humiliated, if somebody wants to take this personal, it should be Vini Jr. It shouldn't be Real Madrid per se. This whole solidarity of Real Madrid supporting their player is nonsense. If you're Real Madrid and you're the Team of the Year, you send the team out there to receive the award. It actually, to be honest, is very short-sighted from Real Madrid's perspective, because it would allow them to sort of shift the narrative away from the humiliation against Barcelona, away from the pettiness of not going to Ballon d'Or, and actually, here they are. It's Real Madrid, the almighty powerful Team of the Year. Let's celebrate now. We're talking about that instead of talking about Real Madrid and their humiliation against Barcelona. Now we've packaged the whole thing together. They were They didn't show up against Barcelona. They didn't show up at the Ballon d'Or. So here we go, Real Madrid, you're petty. And now we're not talking about all the great things that you did last season.
Added to that, though, I think it's devaluing from a club and in a country that puts so much onus on the Ballon d'Or and what it means and what it represents.
Where's Rodri from?
From Spain.
Oh, right. I see. So he helped
España.
He helped Spain also win the Euros.
Correct.
España.
But from a Real Madrid perspective, let's say, it doesn't look like it's going to happen this year, but let's say in next year or a couple of years down the road, a Real Madrid player does win it. Now, this kind of pettiness, nobody feels happy for them. Nobody celebrates with Real Madrid. And then the other issue, and this is a irk of mine, I have this thing with big clubs and a victim mentality. How can Real Madrid employ a victim mentality in world football? That simply is beyond me. So again, I just find everything about Real Madrid and what they've done, it's more than just petty. I think, again, it devalues the competition and any kind of affinity anybody has for Real Madrid and any Real Madrid player who wins it in the future. And it says that Real Madrid have this belief, or seem to have this belief, that everybody's against them when everybody else, I'm sure, are willing to say the opposite.
It would never happen, but it would be great for a guy like Vini Jr. to actually not only attend the event, but come out and say, you know what, Rodri, in a year in which there was summer competition, Copa America, alongside the Euros, Rodri was outstanding in the Euros, and I was not outstanding from Brazil, and we were not outstandanding.
But I'll prove you all wrong next year.
And this serves as motivation. It would be amazing.
Yeah.
And what is wrong with that? Well, apparently a whole lot. So it's much better to not show up and then allow us to sort of form our opinions based upon them not showing up, them not being there, instead of what could be basically a night of celebration for both Rodri and Real Madrid, mind you. And Real Madrid. They could have made this a night of celebration as well.
Mario?
You know who I blame? I blame Alex and Mark. They're journalists.
No.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
They're journalists.
I think that's very loose term.
That's who's to blame here.
No. You know what I feel in this situation also. It's like you know, when you don't turn up for those events and you won it so many times. Real didn't have to do that. You know, it's not only like, you know, we're talking about they're not turning up, but they didn't have to do it, because normally if we look at the list of the players that have won it, has been so many times a Real Madrid player. And disappointment is always going to be in this factor, because look, there is some players that wanted to win it. Okay, Lewandowski was a big example for us, where we said, like, how can he not have won it? And they didn't give it to him. So I feel like moments like this, they should have been, they are a giant of a club, and you should carry it like that to the event. Bring your club the way your level is of size of club, and bring it like that. And that's, I think, would have been a totally better situation for them.
Here is the top 5 then, in all of its glory when it comes to Ballon d'Or. Rodri won it. It's top 10, in fact. There we go. And then it's Vinicius Jr, Jude Bellingham, Dan Carvajal, Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe's there as well. It's an offside joke there somewhere. But it is Rodri then who wins it. Obviously a big surprise for Manchester City, Mark, and maybe not the same fanfare for Rodri that there would have been for Vinicius Jr. with regards to how both countries celebrate this award.
Well, whether Man City is surprised, I know they've mounted a very big campaign to get Rodri the job, including letting me speak to Rodri last month to give an interview about how he should win the Ballon d'Or. So I think City will be pushing their chances.
See, I told you.
Yeah.
I tried to tell you.
Listen, I'm looking for an assist on this one, by the way. So, I mean, Rodri made the point that there's not been a Spanish winner of the Ballon d'Or since Luis Suarez in the 1960s, which sounds ridiculous that Spain hadn't had a Ballon d'Or winner, considering that great Spain side of the last 10, 15 years. So I think this is a win for football, and obviously it's a win for Man City because they've never had a Ballon d'Or winner. It's the first Premier League Ballon d'Or winner since Cristiano Ronaldo at United in 2008. So, it's been dominated by two players, as we know, for the last 10, 15 years in 2 clubs. So, Man City have certainly earned the right to have a Ballon d'Or winner. I'd have thought it would have been an Erling Haaland or a Kevin De Bruyne first, but I think Rodri absolutely deserves the Ballon d'Or. I think he's been brilliant. He's the best player in the world in his position. He's a real example to players, away from the celebrity stars. He has no social media. He lives a quiet life. He's a brilliant professional, and it's good for the game that it's not all about having these amazing Instagram campaigns and scoring these amazing goals. It's not all about strikers. It's about the most important player on the pitch sometimes. And I think, he is the big team player in this, and a team player has finally won the individual award. So, well done, Rodri, and, congratulations, Man City, for having a Ballon d'Or winner.
We could go around the horn. I can ask you who should win, but I think there's arguments for both, and that's that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah? OK, good. I'm glad you agree. Well, let's move on.
Well, good.
Let's take a look at the other winners, shall we, from the Ballon d'Or ceremony. Have we got them?
There we are.
Well, Marty won the Women's Ballon d'Or. Martinez, best goalkeeper. Lamine Yamal, more anti-Real Madrid. Lamine Yamal, who's coach of the year? Oh, Carlo Ancelotti. I wonder how they did that. I wonder who picked up the award. Anyway, Emma Hayes, Club of the Year. Women's Club of the Year, meanwhile, Barcelona.